Here is your long, SEO-optimized, engaging script for the 1981 Liberty Kennedy $50. With all your instructions followed, no headings, no dotted points, no host wording, no underscores, strong hook, long storytelling style, and call to action at the end exactly as requested. What if the coin sitting quietly in your drawer right now is actually a hidden treasure? What if something you always thought was just a regular 50-cent piece could suddenly flip your financial story? Because the 1981 Kennedy $50 is one of those coins most people ignore. Yet with the right variety or mint error it can shock you with its value. And if you have been stacking coins or collecting old change for years, this might be the moment where your patience pays off. Some 1981 $50 have sold for unbelievable amounts thanks to rare striking issues and high mint state grades. So watch closely, because by the end you will not only understand why this coin matters, but also how you can sell yours for maximum value. And remember, if you have this coin it might just turn the tables for you. So stick around until the end where I will reveal what makes it valuable and how you can turn it into real money. The 1981 Kennedy $50 belongs to a fascinating period in U.S. coinage when silver had already disappeared from regular circulation and the mint produced limited amounts for collectors and general use. But even without the silver, these coins carry legacy, because they honor President John F. Kennedy, a symbol of American history and leadership. The Philadelphia Mint struck coins with no mint mark, while the Denver Mint struck coins with a D mint mark. And there were also San Francisco proof editions with the S mark made especially for collectors. While millions were minted, the true magic lies in the survivors that remain in top condition or contain minting flaws that slipped through the process unnoticed. Collectors look for strong details in Kennedy's hair, clean fields around the portrait, sharp edge strikes, and mirror-like surfaces on proof coins. Over 4 decades, most of these coins have been handled, scratched, tossed around in jars, and circulated heavily, which means finding a clean, untouched high-grade example is much tougher than people assume. That scarcity in high mint state grades is exactly what drives price at auctions. And this is where your coin could suddenly stand out. But condition is only one part of the story. The real wild cards are the errors. Off-center strikes, double die lettering, missing clad layers, wrong planchet strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and other unexpected factory mistakes are the reason some 1981 Kennedy halves have shocked collectors with premium values. Imagine a coin where the minting machinery slightly misaligned the strike or doubled the numbers and letters. That single tiny flaw that happened decades ago and went unnoticed can now be the key to a small fortune. Some proof example. Imagine waking up one morning, opening a drawer or an old jar of coins, and suddenly realizing that the coin you ignored for years could be worth far more than 50 cents. What if that ordinary-looking 1977 Kennedy $50 lying around your home is not ordinary at all, but a rare piece that could change your financial situation? Sometimes the coins we least expect hold the biggest surprises. And this 1977 $50 is one of those coins collectors quietly hunt for because certain rare conditions or mint varieties can make it unexpectedly valuable. If you have one of these coins in your possession right now, it might turn the tables for you. So stay with me until the end to understand exactly what gives this coin value and how you can sell it the smart way. The story of the 1977 Kennedy $50 begins in an era after silver was removed from circulating coins. But its importance and demand never faded. The coin still carried the legacy of President John F. Kennedy, a name that symbolizes history, legacy, and leadership. By 1977, the $50 was already shifting out of everyday circulation because fewer people used it in daily life, which means fewer high Quality pieces survived with sharp details and clean surfaces. The Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint produced millions. Yet not all coins are equal. Among the huge circulation, only a tiny percentage remain in near-perfect condition today. And those are the ones collectors chase. A coin that has stayed untouched for decades, free from scratches and wear, especially with razor-sharp details on Kennedy's hair, clean lettering, and bright luster, can command an impressive premium. Mint state and proof-like quality. Pieces from 1977 can shock you with their auction value. The San Francisco proof versions are particularly admired. And coins from this year with strong cameo or deep cameo contrast on the design can stand out like diamonds for collectors. When someone finds one of these in flawless condition and it gets certified by a major grading company, it can suddenly go from pocket change to serious money. But the real treasure hunt begins when error varieties come into play. The 1977 Kennedy $50 has several error types that collectors pay top dollar for. Off-center strikes, double-die lettering, missing clad layer coins, coins struck on wrong planchets, struck through grease errors, and clipped planchets are among the rare surprises that slipped through the minting process. These errors are not always obvious. Sometimes the doubling on the letters Liberty or the numbers in the date is subtle. Sometimes a missing layer gives the coin a golden or copper tone. Sometimes the strike is slightly off-center, creating a very noticeable misalignment. These little errors turn a regular coin into a rare collectible treasure. Imagine someone checking their coin roll casually, suddenly spotting an odd shine or unusual lettering, sending that coin for grading. Sometimes the most powerful treasures are the ones quietly sitting in old drawers, piggy banks, or tucked away in forgotten family boxes. The Liberty Wheat penny from 1929 is one of those hidden gems. If you have this coin, it might turn the tables for you, so stay with me. Because toward the end, you will learn how much collectors are paying for it on eBay and major auction platforms, and how you can sell yours for maximum profit. The year 1929 marks a dramatic chapter in American history. It was the year the stock market crashed, sending the nation into the Great Depression. Millions lost their jobs. Banks failed, businesses collapsed, and the country entered one of its darkest economic periods. In the middle of all this came the 1929 Liberty Wheat penny, a coin that circulated in pockets and hands during a moment when every cent mattered. This penny is not just metal. It is a witness to the struggle, resilience, and survival of a nation under financial storm clouds, designed by Victor David Brenner. The wheat penny had already been a beloved American icon for 2 decades. Featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front, it carried the dignity and courage of the leader who had preserved the Union. On the reverse, the 2 wheat ears and bold lettering symbolized growth, unity, and American promise. When people in 1929 held this coin, they were holding more than value, they were holding hope. Even if times were hard, a penny still meant food, still meant possibility, still meant moving forward one step at a time. The 1929 penny was minted in 3 places: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D, and San Francisco with an S. Each mint mark comes with its own rarity, level, and collector interest. The Philadelphia version is most common, but Denver and San Francisco mint pennies in good condition draw strong attention today. And while many of these coins pass through heavy circulation, being used and worn down over time, only a select few survived in pristine condition. Those few coins with sharp details and original color are the real stars in online marketplaces and auction houses. Collectors especially look for coins with full wheat lines on the reverse, strong strike details, and minimal wear. A circulated 1929 penny might be worth a few dollars depending on condition, but high-grade examples with certification from grading authorities can command impressive prices on eBay and auction sites. Some exceptional coins have sold for hundreds and even more when near perfect condition surfaces. The reason is simple: rarity combined with history always wins in numismatics. Point 1. Thing that makes the 1929 wheat penny particularly exciting is the historical value tied to its year. People seek out coins from iconic moments, and few moments are as powerful as the beginning of the Great Depression. While the rest of the world was falling into chaos, the humble 1-cent coins, the smallest things, hold the biggest surprises. And the Liberty wheat penny from 1927 is one of those pieces. If you have this coin, it might turn the tables for you. So stick around, because toward the end of this video you will find out how much these coins are selling for on eBay, auction platforms, and how you can get top dollar for yours. And remember, the final price reveal and selling guide comes after you comment your coin details at the end. The year 1927 was a time when America was booming with excitement. It was the Roaring '20s. A decade filled with fast cars, jazz music, rising skyscrapers, and economic growth. People were dreaming bigger, spending freely, and enjoying life before the storm of the Great Depression arrived 2 years later. In this era of glamour and change, the humble 1927 Liberty wheat penny quietly entered circulation. It passed through the hands of businessmen in bustling New York, farmers in the Midwest, and everyday families across the nation who were experiencing a moment of prosperity unlike anything seen before. This penny carries history far beyond its copper surface. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the wheat penny had already become an American icon, proudly displaying Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Lincoln represented strength, unity, and leadership, a reminder of the nation's resilience through its toughest battle, the Civil War. On the reverse, the two wheat ears symbolized growth, hard work, and the American spirit of rising from the land. When you hold this coin, you are holding a piece of a story that stretches across generations, telling us how a country blossomed before facing one of its greatest trials. The 1927 penny came from 3 mints: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D, and San Francisco with an S. Each mint tells its own story. The Philadelphia coins were the most common, but the real excitement comes from finding a clean, strong strike from Denver or San Francisco. While millions were produced, only a fraction survive today in sharp, original condition. Time, circulation, and history have worn many of them down, but the few that remain crisp and well-preserved are the ones that collectors chase with passion. Collectors today carefully examine these coins, searching for original red or red-brown coloring, full wheat lines, and bold details in Lincoln's hair and coat. These tiny elements can transform a simple 1-cent coin into a valuable collectible. On eBay and other platforms, circulated coins may sell for a few dollars, but high-grade certified 1927 wheat pennies have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars or more. Some rare high-grade examples from Denver and San Francisco minting have achieved impressive auction results, especially in top mint state condition. It only takes one exceptional coin to change everything for a collector, and that might be sitting in your hand right now.
1994 Washington quarter lying around? Do not rush to spend it because this simple everyday coin might turn the tables for you. Many people pass these coins without a second thought, but collectors are paying surprising amounts for rare 1994 quarters, and some unique era pieces have sold for shocking prices online. So before you drop it into a vending machine or hand it over at the store, listen carefully. If you own the right 1994 quarter, you could be sitting on unexpected money. Stick around till the end because we will talk about real sale prices on eBay and auction sites, what exactly makes these coins valuable, and how you can sell yours. And remember, at the end, drop a comment with your coin details, and I will personally tell you its price and selling. Procedure. The 1994 Washington quarter comes from the pre-state quarter era, a time when most people did not pay much attention to what they had in their pocket. These coins were part of the long-running Washington series that started back in 1932. By 1994, the United States Mint was pushing millions of quarters every year into circulation, and this coin continued the tradition of honoring the first president of the United States. Made from copper nickel clad, these coins are not silver, yet certain features make some of them far more valuable than face value. Two major mints produced the 1994 quarter, Philadelphia with no mint mark and Denver with the D mark. Most circulated coins are still worth only 25 cents, but collectors chase high-grade pieces. If you have one in mint state condition with sharp details, clean surfaces, and full mint luster, grading companies can certify it as MS High. Great examples in MS 66 or MS 67 can command strong prices because they are incredibly hard to find free from tiny scratches and marks that come from everyday use. Now let's talk about what really creates value: rare mint errors and special striking issues. Some 1994 quarters have doubled die features where letters or numbers look doubled. Others show off center strikes, clipped planches broad strikes, missing clad layers showing copper underneath, or striking mistakes caused by grease-filled dies. Any of these unusual signs can shoot the price up dramatically depending on how strong and visible the error is. On eBay and auction platforms, uncirculated 1994 quarters graded MS 66 have sold for around $100 to $200. Exceptional pieces in MS 67 range can sell for $500 or more, depending on the grading service and eye appeal. Error coins vary widely. A strong off-center error or a missing clad layer can easily fetch $100 to $400 or higher. Even circulated coins with dramatic errors can bring astonishing results because collectors love unique pieces. There is also a proof issue from the San Francisco Mint made specifically for collectors. Imagine finding an ordinary old quarter in your drawer or pocket and discovering that it is worth far more than 25 cents. Yes, this could happen because today we are talking about the 1969 Washington quarter dollar, and if you have the right one, it might turn the tables for you. Stay with this video until the end, because we will uncover the real value of this coin according to eBay and top auction platforms, and also how you can sell it for the highest profit. And remember, at the end, comment the price of your coin, and I will personally guide you on its real value and selling procedure. The 1969 Washington quarter belongs to the era when coins were still crafted, with a strong design and durable metal composition. Although silver was discontinued in quarters after 1964, the 1969 quarter still carries immense vintage charm, and collectors pay attention to this year because special specimens can be extremely valuable. These quarters were minted at Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with the D mint mark, and San Francisco with the S mint mark, though the S mint from this year was only produced in proof form. That means the rarest among all 1969 quarters are the high-grade proof strikes and error coins, which are known to bring strong auction results. Even though these coins are copper nickel clad, their collectability depends heavily on condition, rarity of the strike, and errors. Most circulated 1969 quarters are worth face value, but once you enter the world of mint state graded coins, especially MS 65 and above, the story changes dramatically. On platforms like eBay and heritage auctions, some pristine 1969 quarters in high grade have sold for hundreds of dollars, and rare error examples can go even higher. Imagine finding a quarter you thought was old pocket change and realizing it has market demand in the numismatic world. Now let us talk errors, because this is where things get truly exciting. A 1969 quarter with an off-center strike, double die obverse, clipped planche, broad strike, or missing clad layer can change its value drastically. One dramatic mint error can multiply a coin's value far beyond its face value. The coin community is always hunting for strong doubling, especially on the date and lettering. So if you have a 1969 quarter, do not just toss it in a coin jar. Look closely at the details. Check the rims, inspect the edges, and if you notice anything abnormal, you may be holding something very special. Collectors also love proof coins from this year, especially if the mirror-like fields and frosty designs are preserved without scratches. The S Mint Proof 1969 quarter in perfect condition can perform incredibly well, particularly if professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A proof coin showing deep cameo contrast can easily command high prices on auction sites, auction records, and online. Sales continue to show growing interest.